yours ever function?
Yes, that's right. Who is it?
I'll get them right away. He wants some Players Club cigarettes.
Players Club.
They have them over at Kitchener's. I'll run down and get them.
Hello? Yes, I'm waiting. Tell me, Miss Green, are they bringing him out soon?
We're getting him out of bed now. He'll be out very soon.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. He must be very happy.
Trapped like a rat in this hellhole.
2 o'clock? Yes, I think we can talk then. All right. Well, who do you think that was? Mr. H.G. Wells from London. H.G. Wells on our telephone. Oh, well, this is certainly a busy house. I got this orange juice. Oh, that's fine, Sarah. Is it fresh?
Yes, ma'am.
You move like a broken down truck horse.
His voice is just the same as on the radio.
Good morning. Girls, what do you think? He's getting up and coming out this morning.
You don't mean it.
Can we see and see it? Why, of course you'd love it. Girls, do you know what just happened? I'll be upstairs, Mother, if you want me. Oh, yes, June. Tell your father he better come down with you. Mr. Whiteside is coming out. Yes, Mother. Is he really coming out this morning? I brought him planned. Do you think I can give him that? Why, I think that would be lovely.
And my cats with jelly.
Why, how nice. Girls, who do you think was on the phone just now? H.G. Wells from London. Oh! And look at all those cablegrams. He's had calls and messages from all across this country and from Europe. Dr. Felix Frankfurt of the New York Times, Dr. Defoe of the Mount Wilson Observatory. I just can't tell you what's been going on. I'm simply exhausted.
Oh, there's a big piece about it in this week's Times. Did you see it?
No, really?
Oh, listen, Daisy, your name's in it too. Chairman Whiteside, critic, lecturer, wit, radio orator, intimate friend of the great and near great, last week found and celebrated with no weapon with which to combat an injured hip. The Falstaffian Mr. Whiteside trekking across the country on one of his annual lecture tours. That is Waterloo in the shape of a small piece of ice on the doorstep of Mr. and Mrs. Ernest W. Stanley of Visalia, Ohio. Result: canceled lectures and disappointed of thousands of adoring fans, club women in Omaha, Denver, Points West. Further result: the idol of the airwaves rests until further notice in the home of surprise, Mr. and Mrs. Stanley. Possibility: Christmas may be postponed this year.
What's that mean? A small piece of ice on the doorstep of Mr. and Mrs.
Think of it! Of course, for my house, Daisy, I put a bronze plate on the step right where he fell.
Well, of course, I felt terrible about it. He just never goes to dinners anywhere, and he finally agreed to come here, and then this had to happen. Poor Mr. Whiteside. But it's going to be so wonderful having him with us, even for a little while. Just think of it. We'll sit around in the evenings and discuss books and plays, all the great people he's known, and he'll talk of that wonderful way of his. He may even read Goodbye, Mr. Chips to us.
Daisy, I can't wait any longer. If Mr. Whiteside left... Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Ernest, he's coming out in a minute. H.G. Wells telephoned from London, and we're in time. Look.
Oh, I don't like this kind of publicity at all, Daisy. When do you suppose he's going to leave?
He's only getting up this morning. After all, he's had quite a shock, and he's been in bed for 2 full weeks. He'll certainly need a few days to rest, Ernest.
I am sure it is a great honor his being in the house. It is a bit upsetting. Phone going all the time, bells ringing, messenger boys.
Excuse me, Mrs. Stanley. Have those cigarettes come yet?
They're on their way, Miss Cutler. My son went for them.
Thank you.
This is Miss Cutler, Mr. Whiteside's secretary.
How do you do? May I move this chair?
You mean he's coming out now?
He is indeed.
Ooh, he's coming out! I can hardly wait! June, Mr. Whiteside is coming out.
Sarah, Mr. Whiteside is coming
I'm
out.
so excited, I just don't know what to do.
Me too. I know that I'll simply not ever see him.
Good morning, Dr. Bradley.
Good morning, good morning. Well, here we are, merry and bright. Bring our little patient out, Miss Green.
may vomit.
Good morning, Mr. Whiteside. I'm Mrs. Ernest Stanley, remember? And this is Mr. Stanley.
How do you do, Mr. Whiteside? I hope that you're better.
Thank you. I'm suing you for $150,000.
Wait, what?
I said I'm suing you for $150,000.
You mean because you fell on our steps, Mr. Whiteside?
Samuel J. Leibowitz will explain it to you. Who are those two harpies standing there like the kiss of death?
Oh, my calves were jelly.
Made from your own foot, I've no doubt. And now, Mrs. Stanley, I have a few small matters to take up with you. Since this corner druggist tells me that I shall be confined to this molded mortuary for at least another 10 days, due entirely to your stupidity and negligence, I shall have to carry on my activities as best I can. I shall require the exclusive use of this room as well as that drafty sewer which you call the library. I want no one to come in or out while I'm in this room.
What do you mean, sir?
Why, we have to go up the stairs to get to our rooms, Mr. Whiteside.
Isn't there a back entrance?
Why, yes.
Will you use that? I shall also require a room for my secretary, Miss Cutler. Now let me see now. I will have a great many incoming and outgoing calls. Please do not use the telephone. I sleep until noon and require quiet through the house until that hour. There will be 5 for lunch today. Where's the cook?
Mr. Whiteside, if I may interrupt.
You may not, sir. Take your clammy hands off my chair. Not the touch of a sex-starved cobra. And now will you all leave quietly? Or must I ask my secretary to pass among you with the baseball bat?
Oh, goodbye, Daisy. Do call me. Oh, we must use the phone.
Listen here, Mr.
There's
Whiteside.
nothing to discuss, sir, considering the damage I have suffered at your hands. I'm asking very little. Good day.
I will call you from the office later, Daisy.
Not on this phone, please. Here's the menu for lunch.
Why, I've already ordered lunch.
It will be sent out to you on a tray. I'm using the dining room for my guests. What are those cigarettes?
My son went for them. I don't know why. Here, Sarah, here's the menu for lunch. I will have mine upstairs on the tray.
Young lady, I cannot stand indecision. I go up those stairs or come down them.
Morning, Mr. Whiteside. Here are those cigarettes. I'm sorry I was so long. I had to go to 3 different stores.
You were gone long enough to have a baby. Is there a man in the world who suffers, as I do, from the gross inadequacies of the human race? Go in there and read the life of Florence Nightingale. Learn how unfitted you are for your chosen profession.
Well, I think I should safely leave you in Miss Cutler's capable hands. Shall I look in again this afternoon?
If you do, I shall spit right in your eye.
What a sense of humor you writers have. By the way, it isn't really worth mentioning, but I've been doing a little writing myself about my medical experiences.
Might be spared nothing.
Would it be too much to ask you to glance over it while you're here? Well, I just happen to have a copy with me. The story of an humble practitioner for 40 years at Ohio doctor.
I shall drop everything.
Thank you. And I hope you like it. Well, see you on the morrow. Keep that hip quiet and don't forget those little pills. Goodbye.
Oh, now you can take 40 years below the navel, or whatever it's called.
Well, I must say, you certainly behaved with all of your accustomed grace and charm.
Look here, Puss, I'm in no mood to discuss my behavior, good or bad. I had no desire to cross this cheerless threshold, and I was hounded and badgered into it. Now, after 2 weeks of racking pain, I find myself accused of behaving subject of my charm, for which incidentally I receive $1,500 per appearance. Perhaps we can get to work. Oh, no, we can't. Yes?
My name is Harriet. Stanley. I know you are Sheridan Whiteside. I found this hollow framed tree against the pine trees. Remembered what you had written about Tess and Jude the Obscure. It was the nicest present I could bring you.
God's sake, what was that?
That was Mr. Stanley's sister, Harriet. I talked to her a few times. She's quite strange.
Strange. She's right out the hound of the basilisk. You know, I've seen that face before
Oh,
somewhere.
nonsense. You couldn't have.
Oh, well, let's get down to work at Maggie. Press this in the doctor's book. I see no reason why I should endorse making form braziers.
Here are some telegrams.
What date is this?
December 10th.
Send a wire to Columbia Broadcasting. You can schedule my Christmas Eve broadcast from the New York studios. I'll be returning east instead of proceeding to Hollywood stop. For my special New Year's Eve broadcast, we'll have as my guests Yasha Heifetz, Catherine Cornell, Scaparelli, the Luntz, and Dr. Alexei Carrera with Ali Selassie on shortwave from England. Whiteside.
You sure you're going to be all right by Christmas, Sherry?
Of course I will. Send a cable to Mahatma Gandhi, Bombay, India. Dear Boo Boo, schedule changed. Can you meet me, Calcutta, July 12th, dinner 8:30, Whiteside. Letter to Atlantic Monthly. Do not worry, Stinky, copy will arrive, Whiteside. Arturo Toscanini, where is he?
I'll find you.
Counting on you, January 4th, Metropolitan Opera House, my annual benefit home for parole convicts, as you know. This is a worthy cause and close to my heart. Tibbet, Redford, Martinelli, and Flagstaff have promised me personally to appear. Will you have quiet supper afterwards with me and Ethel Barrymore? Whiteside. That's for Mrs. Stanley, and she's too drunk to talk.
Hello? What? Hollywood?
If it's going, then hang up.
Hello, Banjo!
Banjo, give me the phone.
Banjo, you old so-and-so. How are you, darling?
Oh, come on, give me that.
Shut up, Sherry. Are you coming east, Banjo? I miss you. Oh, he's going to listen.
Stop dribbling and give me the
In
phone.
fact, he's screaming at me now. Here he is.
How are you, you fawns behind? And what are you giving me for Christmas? Oh, what's news, Banjo? How's the picture coming? How's Wacko and Sloppo? No, I'm fine, yes. I'm in good hands. I've got the best horse doctor in town. What about you? Having any fun? Playing any cribbage? But don't take all of his money. Leave a little bit for me. Your what? Having your portrait painted by Hohenhild Gross. Not really. No, I'm back to New York. From here, 12 days and then off to Dartmouth for the drama festival. You wouldn't understand. I can't waste my time talking about Hollywood riffraff. Kiss Luella Parsons for me. Goodbye. You took $1,400 from Sam Noble for cribbage the other night, and Sam said, Banjo, I will never play garbage with you again.
What's all this about him having his portrait painted?
Salvador Dali. That's all that face of his means. Surreal. baby's breath. What is this I hear about a hip fractured in some bordello brawl? Does this mean our Hollywood Christmas party is off? Finish the new play in Pago Pago and it's superb. Myself and the ukulele leave Honolulu tomorrow in that order. By the way, the Sultan of Zanzibar wants to meet Ginger Rogers. Let's face it, Oscar Wilde.
He does travel, doesn't he? You know it would be nice if the world revolved around Beverly Carlton for a change.
Hollywood next week. Why can't you stop over on his way to New York? Send him a cable. Beverly Carlton, Royal Hawaiian Hotel, Honolulu. These people intend to have their friends using the front door.
What do you want them to do? Use a rope ladder?
I will not have a lot of mildewed pus bags rushing in and out of this house.
Good morning, Mr. Jefferson.
There's nobody home. The Stanleys have been arrested for white slavery. Go away!
Good morning, Mr. Whiteside. I'm Jefferson from the Salient Journal.
Get rid of him. I'm sorry, Mr. Whiteside, seeing no one.
Really?
So will you excuse us? Good day.
Mr. Whiteside seems to be sitting up and taking notice.
I'm afraid he's not taking notice of the Massalia Journal. Do you mind?
You know, if I'm going to be insulted, I'd like it to be by Mr. Whiteside himself. I never did like carbon copies.
Touche if I ever heard one. And in Massalia too, man.
Will you please leave?
How about an interview, Mr. Whiteside?
I never get them bored.
Mr. Whiteside, if I don't get this interview, I'll lose my job.
That would be quite all right with me.
You know you don't mean that, Mr. Whiteside. You used to be a newspaper man yourself. You know what editors are like? Well, mine's the toughest one that ever lived.
You won't get around me that way. If you don't like him, get off the paper.
Yes, but I happen to think it's a good paper. William Allen White could have got out of Emporia, but he didn't.
You have the effrontery in my presence to compare yourself to William Allen White.
Only in the sense that White stayed in Emporia, and I want to stay here and say what I want to say.
Such as what?
Well, I can't put it into words, Mr. Whiteside. It sounds like an awful lot of gooey. But the Journal was my father's paper. It's kind of a sentimental point with me, the paper. I'd like to carry on where he left off.
So then you own the paper, eh?
That's right.
So then this terrifying editor, this dread journalistic apocalypse, it's you, yourself.
In a word, yes.
I see.
In the future, Sherry, let me know when you don't want to talk to someone. I'll usher them right in.
Come here, young man. I suppose you've written that novel.
No, I've written that play.
But I don't want to read it. Do my old eyes see a box of goodies over there? Would you hand it to me?
The trouble is, Mr. Whiteside, that your being in this town comes under the heading news. Practically the biggest news since the Depression. So I just got to get a story.
Can't burn that fudge.
Oh my, you mustn't eat candy, Mr. Whiteside. It's very bad for you.
My great aunt Jennifer ate a whole box of candy every day of her life. She lived to be 102. And when she had been dead 3 days, better than you do now. So now that you've won me with your pretty ways, tell me, what would you like to know?
Well, how about a brief talk on famous murders? You're an authority on murder as a fine art.
My dear boy, when I talk about murder, I get paid for it. I make more money on the Snyder Gray case than the lawyers did, so don't expect to get it for nothing.
Well, then, what do you think of the Massalia? How long are you going to be here? Where are you going? Things like that?
Very well, then. A, Massalia is a town of irresistible charm. B, I cannot wait to get out of it. See, from here I go to Crockfield. My semi-annual visit to Crockfield Home for Parole Convicts, for which I've raised $500,000 in the past 5 years. From there I go to New York. Have you ever been to Crockfield, Jefferson?
No, I haven't. I always meant to.
Well, as a newspaper man, you should go instead of wasting your time with me. It's only about 75 miles from here. Did you ever hear how Crockfield started?
No, I didn't.
Sit down, Jefferson. Make yourself comfortable. It is one of the most endearing and touching stories of our generation. One misty St. Valentine's Eve, the year was 1901, a little old lady who had given her name to an era Victoria lay down in Windsor Castle. Maud Adams had not yet caused every young heart to swell as she tripped across the stage of Peter Pan. Irving Berlin had not yet written the first note of a ragtime rigadoon that would set a nation's feet a-tapping, and Elias P. Brockfield was just emerging from the state penitentiary. Destitute, embittered, cruel of heart, he wandered the St. Valentine's Eve into a little church. But there was no godliness in his heart that night, no prayer upon his lips. In the faltering twilight, Elias P. Brockfield made his way toward the poorhouse. With calloused fingers, he ripped open this poignant testimony of a simple people's faith. Greedily he clutched at a few pitiful coins within, and then a child's wavering treble broke the twilight stillness.
Please, Mr. Man,
Said the little girl's voice.
won't you be my Valentine?
Elias P. Brockfield turned. There stood before him a bewitching little creature of 5, her yellow curls cascading over her shoulders like a golden Niagara, and in her tiny, outstretched hand, a humble valentine. In that one crystal moment, a sealed door opened in the heart of Elias P. Brockfield, and in his mind was born an idea. 25 years later, 3,000 ruddy-cheeked convicts were gamboling on the broad lawns of Brockfield home, frolicking in the cool depths of its swimming pool, broadcasting with their own symphony orchestra from their own radio station. Elias P. Brockfield has long since gone to his maker, but the little girl with the golden curls, now grown to lovely womanhood, is known as the Angel of Brockfield, for she is the wife of the warden. And in the main hall of Brockfield, between a Rembrandt and an El Greco, there hangs in a simple little frame a humble valentine.
And in the men's washroom every Christmas Eve, the ghost of Elias P. Brockfield appears in one of the booths. Will you sign this, please?
This aging debutante, Mr. Jefferson, I retain in my employ only because she is the sole support of the two-headed brother.
I understand. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Whiteside. You've been very kind. By the way, I'm a cribbage player if you need one while you're here.
How much can you afford to lose?
I usually win.
We will discuss it. Come back at 8:30. We'll play three-handed with Elsie Dinsmore.
Sherry!
Nets! Nets! Oh, you incredible beetlehound! What are you doing here?
I explained, Sherry. First, I kiss my little Mary.
Oh, that's darling, a wonderful surprise.
The enchanted Nets, Jefferson, you are standing in the presence of Professor Adolf Nets, the world's greatest authority on insect life.
How do you do?
How do you do? Thou shall
Nets, stop looking at me adoringly and tell me why you are here.
You are sick, Sherry, so I come to cheer you.
Well, Jefferson, he lived for 2 years in a cave with nothing but plant lice. He read 3 pages in the Encyclopedia Britannica. Don't you, my little word?
Please, Sherry, you embarrass me. Look, I have brought you a present to file away the house. Thank you. I said to my students, boys and girls, I want to give a present to my sick friend, Sheridan Whiteside. So, you know what we did? We made for you a community of Terraplanta Americana, commonly known as the American cockroach. Behold, Jerry, Bronx City. Inside here are 10,000 cockroaches.
10,000?
Oh,
Sarah, what do you think?
enough. If all goes well, there will be 50,000.
If all goes well, what could go wrong? They're in there, aren't they?
Quiet, please.
You can watch them, Sheriff, for they live out your whole lives. Look, here is their maternity hospital. It is fascinating. They do everything human beings do.
What? Quiet, please, Maggie. These are my cockroaches.
These earphones, you listen to their mating calls. There are little microphones down inside. Listen.
Then go upstairs. Oh, that's probably my luncheon guest. Meant you're staying for the day, of course.
Certainly.
Jefferson, stay for lunch.
Blanchard.
Maggie, tell him to be 2 more. Baker, is that you? Oh, come right on in. Come right on in. Hello. Jefferson, these are the fruits of that humble Valentine. These good souls, finishing up the final months of their prison terms, have chosen to enter the ivy-covered walls of Crockfield. They have come here today to learn from me a bit of its tradition. I envy you your adventure. You're Michelson, aren't you? Butcher shop medals.
Yes, sir.
I thought I recognized you. The other one, Jefferson, Henderson, the hatchet fiend. Always chopped him up in a salad bowl, remember?
Oh, yes.
Lunch is ready, Mr. Whiteside.
Oh, good, let's go right in.
Can I help you?
Thank you. We're the chicken livers tetrazzini and cherries jubilee for dessert. I hope that every little tummy is a flutter of gastric juices. Close the door, John. I don't want a lot of people crying on their betters. I was dreaming of Lillian Russell. Wait to find you.
Your medicine, Mr. Whiteside?
What time is it?
About 6:30.
Where's Miss Cutler?
She went.
Out!
With Mr. Jefferson.
All right, if I turn up the lights, Mr. Whiteside?
Yes, John, go right ahead.
And Sarah has something for you, Mr. Whiteside. Made it special.
She had? Where is she, my souffle queen?
Here I am, Mr. Whiteside.
She walks in beauty like the knight, and in those hands there is the art of Michelangelo. Let me taste the new pudding. Poetry. Sheer poetry.
I put a touch of acid in the dough. Do you like it?
Rose.
And I got you your terrapin Maryland for dinner.
I have known but 3 great books in my time. The Medieval Egypt has one, my great aunt Jennifer another, the 3rd Sarah, you.
Mr. Whiteside.
How would you like to come to New York and work for me, you and John?
Why, Mr. Whiteside.
Sarah.
It takes my breath away.
Oh, it would be wonderful, Mr. Whiteside, but what would we say to Mr. and Mrs. Stanley?
Just goodbye.
They'd be awfully bad, wouldn't they? They've been very kind to us.
Well, if they ever come to New York, we can have them for dinner. If I'm not in town. All right, run along and think it over. And it's our secret, just between us. we met before somewhere?
Oh, no, I wouldn't remember. It would have been one of my cherished memories. Like these. Here I am with my first sweetheart under our lovely beechwood trees. I was 8 and he was 10. I've never forgotten him. Oh, what happy times we had!
Well, I tell you, I am going to.
Now, Ernest, please.
Oh, be quiet, easy. Mr. Whiteside, I want to talk to you. I don't care whether you're busy or not, I've stood all that I'm going to stand.
Indeed.
This is the last straw. I just received a bill from the telephone company for $784. Oklahoma City, Calcutta, Hollywood, Australia, Rome, New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. Now, I realize, Mr. Whiteside, that you are a distinguished man of letters.
Yes, of course, we both do.
Please. But this past week, we've not been able to call our souls our own. We have not had a meal in the dining room once. I have to tiptoe out of the house in the morning.
Ernest.
I've come home to find convicts sitting at my dinner table. A butcher shop murderers. A man putting cockroaches in the kitchen.
They just escaped, Ernest.
That is not the point. I go into my bathroom and I bump into 22 exchange students that you invited here. I tell you, I won't stand for it no matter who you are.
Have you quite finished?
No, I haven't. I go down into the cellar and I trip over that octopus that William Beebe sent you. I tell you, I won't stand it. Mr. Whiteside, I want you to leave this house as soon as you can and go to a hotel. Stop pawing me, Daisy. That's all I have to say, Mr. Whiteside.
Quite enough, I should think. May I remind you again, Mr. Stanley, that I am not a willing guest in this house. I am informed by my doctor that I must remain quiet for another 10 days, at which time I shall get out of here so quick the wind will knock you over, I hope. If, however, you insist on my leaving before then, thereby causing me to suffer a relapse, I shall sue you for every additional day that I have held inactive, which will amount, I assure you, to a tidy sum.
This is outrageous! Outrageous!
And as for your petty complaints, I'll have you know those 22 exchange students came straight from the White House, where they used the bathroom too.
Mr. Whiteside, my husband didn't mean
No, yes, I did. I meant every word that I said.
There is only one point to make in which I find some slight justice. I do not expect you to pay for my telephone calls, and I will see to it that restitution is made. Can you provide me with the exact amount?
Oh, I certainly can, and I certainly will.
Good! I shall instruct my lawyers to deduct it from the $150,000 that I'm suing.
Now, Ernest.
And I beg you not to remember that octopus which once belonged to Chauncey Depew.
You must have been excited. Remember, Mr. Whiteside is a guest here.
Operator, give me the Massalia Journal. Hello, Journal. Is Mr. Jefferson there? When are you expecting that? No, no message. Oh, come here! Come here! Come on, I'm not going to bite you. Now look here. I am, by nature, a gracious and charming person. If I veer at it, it is on the side of kindness and amiability. I have been observing you two this past week, and you seem to me to be extremely likable young people. I'm afraid that when we first met, I was definitely unpleasant to you. For that, I'm sorry, and I wish that in the future you would not treat me like something out of Edgar Allan Poe. Do you like my new tie?
Thank you, Mr. Whiteside. This makes things much pleasanter. And I think the new tie is very pretty.
Well, now for speaking terms, Mr. Whiteside, I don't mind telling you that I have been admired
paper, man. It's superb. I want you to read it tonight. Oh, it just cries out for Cornell. Would you send it to her, Sherry? Would you read it tonight?
No, I will not read it tonight or any other time. And while we're on the subject of Mr. Jefferson, you might ask him if he wouldn't like to pay your salary, since he takes up all your
Oh,
time.
come now, Sherry, it's not as bad as all that.
I've not even been able to reach you, not knowing what paylocks.
Oh, stop behaving like a spoiled child, Sherry.
Don't take that patronizing tone with me if he didn't clear that. I'm sick and tired of sneaking out of here like some high school lovesick girl every time my back is turned.
Well, Sherry, I'm afraid you've hit the nail on the head.
Stop acting like Zazu Pitts and explain yourself.
I'll make it quick, Sherry. I'm in love.
Nonsense. This is merely delayed puberty.
No, Sherry, I'm afraid this is it. You're going to lose a very excellent secretary.
You are out of your mind.
Yes, I think I am a little, but I'm a girl who's waited a long time for this to happen, and now it has. Mr. Jefferson doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to try my darndest to see that I marry him.
Is that all?
Yes, except, well, I suppose this is what you might call my resignation. As soon as you've got some friends.
Now listen, Maggie. We've been together a long time. You are indispensable to me, but I think I am unselfish enough not to let that stand in the way where your happiness is concerned. Because whether you know it or not, I have a deep affection for you.
I know that, Sherry.
Would that be the case, I will not stand by and allow you to make a fool of yourself.
I'm not, Sherry.
You are, my dear. You're behaving like a loose Tarkington heroine. It's incredible. I cannot believe that a girl who for the past 10 years has had the great of the world served up on a platter before her. I cannot believe that it is anything but a kind of temporary insanity when you are swept off your feet in 7 days by a second-rate, small-town newspaper man.
Sherry, I can't explain what's happened. All I know is that it's so. It's hard for me to believe, too, Sherry. Here I am, a hard old bitten cynic begging my True Story magazine and liking it. Discovering the moon and ice skating, and I keep laughing to myself all the time, but there it is. What can I do about it, Sherry? I'm in love.
We're leaving tomorrow. Hip or no hip, we are leaving here tomorrow. I don't care if I crack it to the other one. Give me a train schedule and start packing. I'll pull you out of this, Miss Hot Pants. I'll get the ants out of those moonlit pants.
It's no good, Sherry. It's no good. I'll be back on the next streamlined train.
It's completely unbelievable. Can you see yourself? The wife of the editor of the Massalia Journal? Having an evening at home for Mr. and Mrs. Stanley, Mr. and Mrs. Poopface, and the members of the Philomena Club?
Sherry, I've had 10 years of the greatest figures of our time, and don't think I'm not grateful to you for it. They've been wonderful years, Sherry. I've loved every minute of it, gay and stimulating. I don't think anyone's ever had the fun we've had. But a girl can't laugh all the time, Sherry. There comes a time when she wants Bert Jefferson. You don't know Bert. He's kind and he's unassuming and, well, I love him. That's all.
I see. I remain completely unconvinced. You are drugging yourself into this Joan Crawford fantasy. And before you become completely anesthetized, I shall do everything in my power to bring you to your senses.
Now listen to me, Whiteside. I know you lay off. I know what a devil you can be. I've seen you do it to other people before, but don't you dare do it to me. Don't drug yourself into the idea that all you're thinking of is my happiness. You're thinking of yourself a little bit too, and all those months of breaking in someone new. Oh, I've seen you in a passion before when you couldn't get your way, and you couldn't dine in Calcutta on July 12th with Boo Boo. Well, that's too bad, but there it is. I'm going to marry Bert if he'll have me. And don't try any of your tricks. I know every one of them, so lay off. That's my message.
long-distance operator. I will make a transatlantic call. Hello, transatlantic operator. This is Nassalia 142. I will speak with Miss Lorraine Sheldon, Sheldon. She's on the Norman. Sailed from Southampton day before yesterday. Will it take long? All right, this is Sheridan Whiteside. Thank you.
Good evening, John. Good evening, Doctor. Well, good evening, Mr. Whiteside.
Come back tomorrow, I'm busy.
Now, what would be the best news that I could possibly bring you?
You have hydrophobia.
No, Mr. Whiteside, you are a well man. You can get up and walk now. You can leave here tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Well, sir, I looked at those x-rays again this afternoon, and do you know what? I had been looking at the wrong x-rays. I had been looking at old Mrs. Moffat's x-rays. You are perfectly, absolutely well. What's the matter? Aren't you pleased?
Delighted! Naturally! This is a very unexpected bit of news, however. Comes at a very curious moment. Doctor, I have some good news for you, too. I've been reading your book, what's it called, 40 Years?
Ohio Doctor, yes.
I consider it extremely closely one of the great literary contributions of our time.
Mr. Whiteside!
So strongly do I feel it, Albert, that I have a proposition to make to you. Just here and there, the book is a little uneven, a little rough. And what I would like to do is stay here in Massalia and work with you on it.
Mr. Whiteside, I would be so terribly honored.
There's only one difficulty, you see. If my lecture bureau and my radio sponsors were to learn that I'm well, they would expect me to fulfill my obligations. I would be forced to leave Massalia. Therefore, we must not let anyone, not anyone at all, know that I'm well.
I see, I see.
Not even Miss Cutler, you understand?
No, I won't. Not a soul, not even my wife. Oh, Mr. Whiteside, when do we start work? Tonight? I've got just one patient that's dying, and then I'll be perfectly free.
Tomorrow morning. Excuse me, this is a private call. Yes, this is Whiteside. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning it is. Good night. I'll be so proud to work with you. You've made me very proud.
Yes, I know, very proud. Yes, this is Whiteside. Looking through. Hello? Is this my blossom girl? How are you, my lovely? No, I'm all right. Yes, I'm still here. Lorraine here. When did you land in New York? Tuesday. That's fine. Now listen closely, my dear. I have some exciting news. I have discovered a wonderful play with an enchanting part in it for you. Cornell with her eye teeth to play it, but I think I can get it for you. No, wait, let me tell you. The author is a newspaper man here in this town. Of course, he wants Cornell, but if you get on a train and get here, I think you might be able to swing it if you play your cards right. No, it's young, very attractive. Just your dish, my dear. It just takes a little doing, and you're the girl that can do it. Isn't that exciting like that? No, don't send me any messages. Just get on a train and arrive. No, don't thank me, my darlings. Quite all right. Now have a nice trip. And hurry out here. Goodbye, my blossom. Hello, Miss Green. God, great is he.
When will Mr. Whiteside open them, Miss Cutler?
Well, John, you see, Christmas is Mr. Whiteside's personal property. He invented it, therefore it belongs to him. Tomorrow, first thing, Mr. Whiteside will open each and every present, and it will be the goddamnedest fuss you ever saw.
My, look who he's got presents from. Shirley Temple, William Lyon Phelps, Billy Rose, Ethel Waters, Somerset Maugham. I can hardly wait for tomorrow. My, it certainly is wonderful. And Mr. Whiteside's tree is so beautiful too. Mr. and Mrs. Stanley had to put theirs in their bedroom, you know. They can hardly undress at night.
Good evening, John. Good evening, Mr. Jefferson. Merry Christmas. Hello, Maggie.
Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Jefferson.
Say, business is good, isn't it? I with a little quiet blackmail on weekly radioactive emission.
What did his sponsors give him?
Oh, they gave him a full year supply of their product, cream of mush.
Well, he'll give it right back to them over the air.
Wait till you hear tonight's broadcast, old fellow. It is so sticky, I haven't been able to get it off my fingers since I copied it.
How bad? Look, I'll come clean. Under the influence of God knows what, I have just bought you a Christmas present.
Why, Mr. Jefferson, sir?
Only I'd like for you to see it before I throw away my hard-earned money. Can you run downtown with me and take a look at it?
Bert, this is very sweet. I'm touched. Oh, what is it? I can't wait.
A 2-year subscription to Pick, Click, and Look and Listen. Say anything I'm going to tell you. Come down and see.
Oh, all right. Sherry, I'm going out for a few minutes with Horace Greeley. I won't be long.
Noel, Mr. W. How about some cribbage after your broadcast?
No, I will not play cribbage with you, Klondike Harry. Where are you off to now, Madam Butterfly?
I'm being given a Christmas present. Anything you want done downtown?
Yes, bring baby a lollipop. And what are you giving me for Christmas, Mr. Jefferson? I have enriched your feeble life beyond your capacity to repay me.
Yes, that's what I figured, so I'm not giving you anything.
I see. Well, I was giving you my old trust, but now I shan't. Maggie, what time has radio been coming?
About 6:30. I'll be here. You've got to cut Sherry or 4 minutes over. Oh, and by the way, Beverly Carlton sent a wire. Now, he doesn't know what time he can get a train out of Chicago, but he'll be here sometime this evening.
Good! Is he staying overnight?
I don't know. He's got to get back out again. He's sailing Friday. Queen
I
Mary.
think I should peek in the window and get a look at it. Beverly Carlson used to be one of my heroes.
Used to be, you ink-stained hack. Beverly Carlton is the greatest single talent in English theater today. Take this illiterate numbskull out of my sight, Maggie, and don't bring him back.
Yes, Mr. Whiteside, sir. I won't come back until Beverly Carlson gets here.
Oh, where are we going, Bert? I want to know if you bought me. Oh, I'm like a 10-year-old kid.
You know, you look like a 10-year-old kid right now, Maggie. Get that?
Operator, give me the Mansion House. Hello, Mansion House. Has Miss Lorraine Sheldon arrived yet? Yes, Miss Lorraine Sheldon from New York. She hasn't. What do you mean coming in like that? Why don't you knock before you enter a room?
But I wasn't coming in, I was coming out.
Miss Green, you are obviously in this room. That is true, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Therefore, you came in. Hereafter, please knock.
There's an expressman here with a crate, Mr. Whiteside. I told him to come around the front.
Thank you, John. Miss Green, don't stand there. You look like a frozen custard. Go away. Yes,
Wait, wait. Careful of the tree and this tree. What? It's some kind of animals.
I'll say it's animals. We had to feed them at 7 o'clock this morning.
Look, who's it from, John?
Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
Oh, bring it over here.
slats are loose.
To be fed only whale blubber, eels, and cracked lobster.
They got Coca-Cola this morning and liked it.
Hello. Oh, Johnny, these are those entrancing companions. I want these put right in the library with me. They come right in.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and better have Sarah order a couple dozen lobsters.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if there's any whale blubber in this town.
Good evening.
Oh, yes, there is.
The door was open, so Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Do you happen to know if eels are in season, Doctor?
How's that?
Never mind, I'm a fool to ask you.
I opened up those two slats a little, Mr. Whiteside. It seems so crowded in there.
Thank you, John.
Mr. Whiteside.
Goodbye, Doctor. I'm sorry that you have to bye now. I have to do my yogi exercises.
Look, Mr. Whiteside, it's been a week now. My book, you know. When am I going to start working on my book? Oh, good evening, Miss Green.
Oh, good evening, Dr. Bradley.
Oh!
Doctor, when I opened the door just now, I thought I saw a penguin with a thermometer in his mouth.
She's had those penguins gotten out of their crate.
A penguin? Did you say penguin?
Yes, Doctor, would you go in and capture them, please, and put them back in the crate? There's 4 of them.
Capture the penguins, yes.
Oh, and Miss Green, would you go in, please? Entertain them until I come in. Go on.
Yes, sir.
The Christmas tree in the bedroom just fell on Mr. Stanley. He's got quite a bump on his forehead.
Oh, that's too bad. Go on, Green. Go on, Dr. Bradley. Go ahead, go ahead. Hello, Mr. Whiteside. Hello, Dickie, my voice.
Mr. Whiteside, will you have some time later?
I don't know, Doctor. I'm busy now.
Well, suppose I wait a little while. I'll wait a little while.
Dr. Bradley's the greatest living argument for mercy killings. So, Dickie, would you like a candid camera shot of my left nostril this evening?
I'm all stocked up on those things. Do you have a minute to take a look at some new ones that I've taken?
I certainly have. These are splendid, Richard. There's real artistry in them. But they're as good as anything by Margaret or White. You know, I like everything that you've shown me. This is the essence of photographic journalism.
Say, I didn't know they were as good as that. I just like to take pictures, that's all.
Richard, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. You're not just a kid fooling with your camera anymore. These are good. This is what you ought to do. You ought to get out of here and do some of those things you were telling me about. Get on a boat and just get off wherever it stops. Mexico, Galveston, Singapore, just work your way through, taking pictures, millions of them. Terrible pictures, wonderful pictures, everything.
Say, wouldn't I like to go? It's what I've been dreaming of for years. If I could do that, I'd be the happiest guy around.
Well, why can't you do it? If I were your age, I'd do it like a shot.
You know why? Dad.
Richard, do you really want to do this more than anything else in the world?
I really certainly do.
Do it.
Hello, Dick. Good afternoon, Mr. Whiteside.
Hello, my lovely.
Well, thank you, Mr. Whiteside. You've been swell enough. I'll never forget.
Right-o, Richard.
Jude, are you coming upstairs?
In a few minutes, Richard.
Knock on my door, will you? I'd like to talk to you.
Yes, I will. Mr. Whiteside?
But you, my lad, were too young to know about the Elwell murders, weren't you? Completely fascinating. I have about 5 favorite murders, and the Elwell case is one of them. Would you like me to tell you about it?
Well, Mr. Whiteside, I wanted to talk to you. Do you mind for a few minutes? It's important.
Certainly, my lovely. I take it. This is all about your young Lothario at the factory.
Yes. I just can't seem to make Father understand. He won't meet him. He won't even talk about it. What are we going to do, Mr. Whiteside? Sandy and I love each other. I don't know where to turn.
I'd like to meet this young man. I'd like to see him for myself.
Really, Mr. Whiteside? Would you meet him? He's outside. He's in the kitchen.
Oh, good. Bring him in.
Mr. Whiteside, he's a very sensitive boy.
God damn it, June, when will you learn that I'm always kind and courteous? Bring this idiot in.
Sandy! Here he is, Mr. Whiteside. This is Sandy.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? Young man, I've been hearing a good deal about you this past week from June. It seems to me, if I'm correctly informed, that you two young babes in the woods have quietly gone out of your minds.
There's another name for it. It's called love.
Well, you've come to the right place. Dr. Sheridan Whiteside. Broken hearts mended, breaks relined, hamburgers. Go right ahead.
Well, if you just told me anything at all, you'll know the jamboree. You see, I work for the labor union, Mr. Whiteside. I'm an organizer. I organize the men in Mr. Stanley's factory, and Mr. Stanley's pretty sore about it.
I'll bet.
Did June tell you that?
She did.
Well, that being the case, Mr. Whiteside, I don't think I have the right to try to influence June. If she marries me, it means a definite break with her family, and I don't like to bring that about. But the trouble is, Mr. Stanley's just so stubborn, so arbitrary about it. No, this is not something I've done just to spite him. We fell in love with each other. But Mr. Stanley behaves as though we're all a plot. That John L. Lewis sent me here just to marry his daughter.
He's tried to fire Sandy out of the factory twice, but couldn't on account of the Wagner Act that time.
Yes, he thinks I wrote that too.
If only he would let me talk to him. If only he would let Sandy talk to him.
Well, we've been over all that, June. Anyways, this morning I got the call that I needed in Chicago. I may be on Frisco from there, so you see the jam we're in.
Sandy's leaving tonight, Mr. Whiteside. He'll probably be gone a year. But we've simply got to decide now.
My dear, this is absurdly simple. Why sort of problem at all? Now, to my John decide, forgive me. Yes, this is Whiteside. Excuse me, this is a transatlantic call. Yes, who's calling, please? Oh, put him on, put him on! It's Walt Disney in Hollywood. Yeah, hello. Hello, Walt. How's my little dash of genius? Yes, I hoped you would. How did you know I was here? Oh, I see. Yes, I'm listening. Now? 10 seconds more? Mr. Disney calls me every Christmas. Yes, I can hear it. It sounds just like static. June. Well, thank you, old man. Merry Christmas to you, too. Tell me, is there any news in Hollywood? Who's in Atlanta Turner sweater these days? It's a goodbye to you. Oh, don't worry about Fantasia. It wasn't your fault. Beethoven hasn't written a hit in years. Goodbye. Do you know what that was to listen to? The voice of Donald Duck.
Not really.
Mr. Disney calls me every Christmas, no matter where I am. 2 years ago, I was walking on the bottom of the ocean in a diving suit with William Beebe, but he got me. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, June. You're a young man. I like him very much. I have an unerring instinct about people. I've never been wrong. That's why I wanted to meet him. No, I think the two of you will make an absolutely wonderful couple, whatever his beliefs are. He's entitled to them, and you should not let anything stand in your way. I see no problem at all. Stripped of its externals, what does it come down to? Your father. The possibility of making him unhappy, is that right?
Very unhappy.
But that's not the point! Suppose your parents are unhappy. It's good for them. It develops their characters. Look at me, I left home at the age of 4, and I haven't been back since. They hear me on the radio, that's enough for them.
And your advice is to go ahead, Mr. Whiteside?
It is, marry him tonight.
You mean that, Mr. Whiteside?
No, I mean you should marry Hamilton Fitch. If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. What do you want me to do? Say it all over again? I wouldn't Don't tell me that you wouldn't love to be Lady Bottomley with 100,000 pounds and 12 castles. By the way, has he had his teeth fixed yet? Every time I order a rope for cheese, I think of those teeth.
Cedric may not be brilliant, but he's rather sweet, poor lad. He's very fond of me. And he does represent a kind of English way of living that life. Surrey and London for the season, shooting box in Scotland, lovely old castle in Wales. You were there, Sherry, you know what I mean.
I do indeed.
Well, then, Sherry, why not? If I can marry Cedric, I don't know why I shouldn't. Shall I tell you something, Sherry? I think, from something he said just before I sailed, that he's finally coming around to it. It's not definite, mind you, but don't be surprised if I am Lady Bottomley before very long.
Lady Bottomley! Oh, Kansas City be so proud. However, I shall be a flower girl and give the groom an iron toothpick with a wedding present. But come ahead, dear, come ahead. Let's have some more of your skullduggery.
Well,
Mr. Whiteside?
Not now, not now, I'm busy. He's fixing up plumbing. Come ahead, I want some news.
oh, but Sherry, what about this play? After all, I've come all the way from New York, even on Christmas Eve. I've been so excited since your phone call. Where is it? When can I read it?
Okay, here's the situation. This young man's name is Bert Jefferson. He brought me the play with the understanding that I sent it to Kit Cornell in some magnificent part. God knows I can destroy it.
Sherry.
But there you are in this month. I mean, the rest is up to you now. He's young and attractive, and just how you go about persuading him, I'm sure you know more about that than I do.
Darling, how can I ever thank you? Does he know that I'm coming? Mr. Jefferson?
No, you're just out here visiting me. I'll introduce you, and that's that. Get him to take you to dinner and work around the play. Good God, I don't have to tell you how to do these things. How did you get all those other parts?
Sherry! Well, I'll just go back to my hotel and get something more attractive. Stop my guy right over here. Oh, darling, you're wonderful.
All right, you go ahead and get into your working clothes, and then you come back here and have Christmas Eve with Sherry, and I'll have Mr. Jefferson on tap. By the way, I've got a little surprise for you. Guess who's paying me a flying visit tonight? None other than your old friend and co-star, Beverly Carlton.
Really? Beverly? I thought he was being glamorous again on a tramp steamer.
Yeah, don't be bitter just because he got better notices than you did.
Don't be silly, Sherry. I never read notices. Simply wouldn't care to act with him again, that's all. He's not staying here, is he? I hope not.
Timber. No, he's not. Where did you get that diamond clip, dear? That's a new bit of loot, isn't it?
Oh, have you seen this before? Cedric gave it to me for his mother's birthday. She's absolutely furious. Oh, darling, I've got a taxi waiting out.
Sherry, oh, what do you think? I've just been given the most beautiful.
Hello, Maggie. You must be around somewhere. How are you, my dear?
The Santa's been at work, my pet. Blossom Girl just dropped in out of the blue and surprised us.
Hello, Lorraine.
Hello, Tom. Bert, is that you coming, Bert? Bert Jefferson, young newspaper man, Miss Lorraine Sheldon.
How do you do, Miss Sheldon?
How do you do? I didn't quite catch his name. Jefferson?
That's right, pet.
But Mr. Jefferson, you don't look like a newspaper man. You don't look like a newspaper man at all.
Really? Thought it was written all over me in neon lights.
Oh, no, not at all. I would have said you were, an aviator or an explorer or something. They have that same kind of dash about it. It's simply enchanted. Your town, Mr. Jefferson, is one such a warm, gracious feeling. Tell me, have you lived here all your life?
Practically.
Lorraine, dear, if you wish to hear the story of his life, kindly do so on your own time. Daddy and I have work to do. Now, go ahead, Blossom Girl. Go down, Jefferson. Go on, go on.
He's the world's rudest man, isn't he? Can I drop you, Mr. Jefferson? I'm going down to the mansion house. It's called?
Thank you, but I've got
Hart's admitted I can't get that.
Isn't it curious? There was Lorraine, snug as a bug in somebody's bed on the Normandy.
Yeah, the Yuletide season.
Now, Sherry, dear, we will talk of it.
Listen, Mag. Just because a friend of mine happens to come out and visit me for Christmas, I have a hunch that's Beverly. Go and see if it is, Maggie. Go on. Run. Run.
Magpie! A large, moist, incestuous kiss for my magpie.
Get in here, you Piccadilly pen pusher, and gaze upon a soul in agony.
Don't tell me how you are, Sherry dear. I want none of the tiresome details. I have only a little time, so the conversation will be entirely about me, and I shall love it. Shall I tell you how I glittered through the South Seas like a silver scimitar? Or would you rather hear how I frolicked through Zambezia, romancing the Major General's daughter and finishing a three-act play at the same time? Magpie, my dear, you are the moonflower of my middle age, and I love you very much. Say something tender to me.
Beverly, darling.
That's my girl. Now then, Sherry, without going into mountainous waves of self-pity, how are you?
I'm fine, you presumptuous cockney. Oh, how was the trip? Wonderful.
Fabulous! I did a fantastic amount of work. Oh, by the way, did I glimpse that little boudoir butterfly last Sheldon in a motor car as I came up the driveway?
You did. She's paying us a Christmas visit.
Dear girl, they do say she set fire to her mother, but I don't believe it. Sherry, my evil one, not only have I written the finest comedy since Moliere, but also the best review since my last one, and an operetta which frightens me, it's so good. I shall play it for 8 weeks in London and 6 in New York, that's all. No matinees. And then I am off to Grecian Islands. Magpie, why don't you come along? Why don't you desert this cannonball of fluff and come with me?
Careful, Beverly, dear. You're catching me at a good moment.
Oh, Beverly, tell me, did you have a good time in Hollywood? How long were you there?
3 unbelievable days. I saw everyone from Adrian to Zarek. They came, courtiers, as to a shrine. I was insufferably charming and ruthlessly firm in refusing $7 million for 2 minutes' work.
What about banjo? Did you see my wonderful banjo in Hollywood?
I did. He gave a dinner for me. I arrived in white tie and tails to be met at the door by 2 big butlers who quietly proceeded to take my trousers off. I was then ushered in my lemon silk drawers into a room full of Norma Shearer, Claudette Colbert, and all the Saxley among others. Dear, sweet, incomparable banjo.
I'll never forget that summer in Antibes when Banjo put a microphone in Lorraine's mattress and then played the record the next day at lunch.
I remember it indeed. Lorraine left Antibes by the next boat.
Oh, I wish Banjo were here now.
What's the matter, Magpie? Is Lorraine being her own sweet, sick-making self?
Oh, you wouldn't take her to the Grecian Islands with you, would you, Beverly? Just for me?
Now come, Lorraine is a charming girl who has gallantly given up her own Christmas to spend it with me.
Oh, I knew I had a bit of dirt for us all to nibble on. Mr. Whiteside?
No, now I'm busy, go away.
Have you kidnapped someone, Sherry?
Yes, that was Charlie Ross. Is this a juicy bit of news?
Juicy as a pomegranate, it is the latest report from London on the winter maneuvers of Miss Lorraine Sheldon against the left flank, in fact, all flanks, of Lord Cedric Bottomley. Listen, Lorraine has just left us in a cloud of Chanel No. 5. Since September, in her relentless pursuit of his lordship, she has paused only to change girdles and to check her oil. She has chased him, panting from castle to castle, till he finally took refuge for several weekends in the gentleman's lavatory of the House of Lords. Practically no one is betting on the Derby this year. We are all making book on Lorraine. She is sailing tomorrow on the Normandy, but would return on the Atlantic Clipper if Bottomley so much as belches in her direction. Oh, and have you ever met Lord Bottomley, Magpie dear?
No, I haven't.
not a very good shipping there. Only 6 sponges for 4 rounds at the Duke of Sutherland.
That's probably to his very bottom.
We debated in the house today. The battles for 4 hours. Dropped dead at the end of it.
Now you're making it up, Beverly. Nobody sounds like that.
Oh, it's so good. It's uncanny. Oh, damn it. Why must you rush out of here? I never get enough time to see you, you ungrateful muppet.
Sherry, darling, I can only tell you that my love for you is so great that I changed trains in Chicago to spend 10 minutes with you and wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, my lad. Oh, my little magpie.
Beverly.
And now, I have just time for one magnificent number to give you a taste of how brilliant the whole thing is. It's the second number from my new review.
God damn it, get rid of the Maggie.
Hello, Bert. Oh, yes, just a minute. Beverly, would you mind talking to a newspaperman for just 2 minutes? I kind of promised him.
Won't have time, magpie, unless he's under the piano.
Wait a minute. Would you go to the station and talk to him just a minute before the train goes? Okay, Bert, at the station to wait for him. We'll be there in a few minutes. Right, bye.
The scrolls are impatient, Beverly. Let's have a second-rate masterpiece.
It's called What Am I to Do? Oft in the nightfall, I think I might fall down from my perilous height. Deep in the heart of me, always a part of me, quivering, shivering sight. Run, little lady, ere the shady shafts of time bar you with their winged desire, singe you with their sultry fire. Softly a fluid druid meets me, old and gold, the dawn that greets me, cherishing, so perishing, up to the stars I climb. What am I to do toward ending this madness, this sadness that's rending me through? The flowers of yesterday are wanting me, darling, go wanting you. What am I to say to warnings of sorrow when warnings tomorrow drinks the dew? Will I see the cosmic grits shattered and scattered to bits? What not am I to do?
Well, then it's the best thing you've ever written.
Please, let me say that.
Oh, come in, Westcott.
Ah, the airwaves, eh? Well, I shan't have to hear you, thank God. I shall be on a train.
Mr. Westcott, would you go in the next room, please? John, will you show them where to plug in? Come on, Whiteside, say goodbye.
What is this nonsense?
Au revoir, Sherry.
Oh, Beverly, Maggie, goddammit, I want to talk to Beverly.
Is Beverly in London on July 12th?
I will not be brushed out until like a baby that needs to have his diapers changed. God, I'm nanny, I'm not your child.
Magpie, come get a kiss.
Beverly, I want 1 minute. I must have it. You'll make the train. The station's a few minutes away from here.
What's the matter,
Go
Magpie?
away.
I'm just waiting in the kitchen until Mr. Excuse me.
Who is that man?
Never mind. Beverly, I'm in great trouble.
Oh, Magpie, dear, what's the matter?
I've fallen in love.
No.
Yes, for the first time in my life, Beverly. I'm in love. Oh, I can't tell you about it. There isn't time, but Sherry is trying to break it up. In his own fiendish way, he's doing everything he can to break it up.
Why, the old flounder, what's he doing?
Lorraine. He's brought Lorraine here to smash things up.
It's somebody here in this town?
He's a newspaper man, the one you're going to meet at the station, and he's written a play, and I know Sherry must be using that as bait. You know Lorraine. She'll eat him up alive. You've got to help me.
Of course I will, Magpie, dear. What do you want me to do?
You've got to get Lorraine out of here. The further away, the better. And you can do it for me.
How? How can I? I'm leaving.
Miss Connor, we have a copy of the broadcast.
Yes, it's on our tail.
Thank you. One of those penguins ate the original.
There's nothing to do.
out the room for broadcasting this cover?
Oh, no, John. It isn't television, thank God. They only hear the liquid voice.
He's really wonderful, isn't he, Mr. Whiteside? Things he finds time to do.
Yes, he certainly knows how to stick his nose in everything, John.
He's the technician out of himself.
He is.
Thank you. Why, Miss June, are you going away?
I know, John. No. I suppose Mr. Whiteside is in there?
Yes, he's getting ready to go in the ring.
Oh, would you? No, never mind.
Where is he? In the library?
Yes, he's busy.
Well, maybe we ought to...
Hello, dear. Where's Sherry? Inside working. We'll be done in a moment. Oh, of course. Nice to see you. Wonderful man, Sheridan Whiteside. You know, my dear, it must be such an utter joy to be secretary to somebody like Sherry. Yes, you get to meet so many interesting people. That's quite a gown, Lorraine. Going anywhere? Ron, anything at all? Aren't you dressing for dinner? Just what meets the eye. Who does your hair, Maggie? Oh, a little French woman named Maggie Cutler comes in every morning. You know, every time I see you, I keep thinking your hair could be so lovely. I've always wanted to get my hands on it. I've always wanted to get mine on yours, Lorraine. Oh, by the way, what time does Beverly get here? I'm not over anxious to be there. He's better gone, Lorraine. Oh, really? Oh, I'm very glad. Of course, you're great friends, aren't you, you and Beverly? Yes, we are. I think he's a wonderful person. I suppose he is. But really, when I finished acting with him, I was a perfect wreck. While during that tender love scene that the critics thought was so magnificent, kept dropping peanut shells down my dress. Only I treat them again if I were starving. Tell me, Lorraine, have you found a new play yet? No. No, I haven't. There was a pile of manuscripts in New York waiting for me, but I hurried right after Sherry. Yes, it was wonderful of you, Lorraine, to drop everything that way and rush to Sherry's wheelchair. Well, after all, Maggie, dear, what else has one in this world but friends? That's what I always say. Okay?
Yes, thank you!
How long will Sherry be in there? Not long. Did you know that Mr. Jefferson has written quite a good play? The young man who drove you to the hotel. Really? No, I didn't. Isn't that interesting? Yes, isn't it? They've put a polish on my nails that I simply loathe. I don't suppose Elizabeth Arden has a branch in this town. Not if she has any sense. I'll just bear it. It does depress me.
face.
Cosette, listen to me carefully, Cosette. We are leaving tonight by plane and sailing Friday on the Queen Mary. Now, I want you to start packing immediately, and I'll call for you in about an hour. That's right. Now, I want you to send some cables for me. Have you got a pencil? Right. Now, the first one goes to Lord and Lady Cunard. You'll find all these addresses in my blue book, so my dressing case. Lord and Lady Cunard, my darling. Returning Friday, Queen Mary. Cedric and I being married immediately on arrival. Wanted you to be the first to know. Love, Lorraine. Now, send the same. What? Oh, thank you, Cosette. Thank you very much. Now, send the same message to Lady Astor, Lord Beaverbrook, and my mother in Kansas City. You got that? Right. Now, send a telegram to Hattie Carnegie, New York. Please meet me, Sherry Netherlands, noon tomorrow, with sketches of bridal gown and trousseau, Lorraine Sheldon. Oh, and send another telegram to Monsieur Pierre Cartier's, London. Will you hold in reserve for me the triple string of pearls I picked out in October? Cable me, Queen Mary, Lorraine Sheldon. Have you got all that string, Cosette? That's fine. Now, you'll have to rush, my dear. I'll be at the hotel in about an hour, so be ready. All right. Goodbye. Oh, thank goodness for Cosette. She is the most wonderful maid in the world. I would die without her. Life really is full of surprises, isn't it? Who'd have thought an hour ago I'd be on my way to London?
An hour ago? No, I wouldn't have thought an hour ago.
Will you stop this female drooling? I have a violent headache.
Oh, Sherry, can I get you something? Now, look here, Sherry. I'm sorry if I've offended you, but after all, my life is my own.
Oh, everybody. Say, you know it's snowing out. Going to have a real old-fashioned Christmas.
Why don't you telephone your scoop to the New York Times?
Oh, Bert, Miss Sheldon needs to get a plane out of Cleveland right away. Can we drive her over there? You and I?
Why, certainly. Sorry you have to go, Michelle. No bad news, I hope.
Oh, no, on the contrary, very good news. Wonderful news.
Yes, indeed. Calls for a drink. I think you're not being a very good host, Sherry. How about a bottle of champagne?
Oh, I can do better than that. Let me mix you a Jefferson special, okay, Mr. White?
Yes, mix anything. Only stop this dribbling. Anybody around Christmas present yet, Maggie?
Oh, dear, I forgot. Look, everyone, from Mr. Jefferson to me.
Oh, it's charming. Let me see it. Oh, it's inscribed, too. To Maggie, long may she wave. First. Why, Maggie, it's a lovely Christmas present. Isn't that sweet, Sherry?
Jackie.
I told you it was beautiful, Bert. See?
Well, show us what you can get if you save your coupons.
Now, what's going on between you two, anyhow? Maggie, are you hiding something from us?
Oh, God! Will this dribbling never stop? My head is bursting.
A Jefferson special will cure anything. By the way, I got a 2-minute interview with Beverly Carlton at the station. You were right, Mr. Whiteside. He's quite something.
Go ahead, Bert. Mix those drinks.
On the fire. I was lucky to get even 2 minutes using a telephone booth most of the time.
Bert, mix those drinks.
Okay, couldn't hear what he was saying, but from the faces he was making, it looked like a scene from one of his plays.
Bert, for goodness
Just
sake.
a minute, if you will. Beverly Carlton was in a telephone booth at the station.
Certainly was. I thought he'd never come out. Kept talking and making the damnedest faces for about 5 minutes.
But, my boy, I have a feeling I shall love the Jefferson special. Make mine a double one, will you?
Okay.
My headache is gone with me. My advance is now closed. Hello, operator here. Can you tell me, have there been any calls over this telephone from London in the past half hour? Yes, I'll...
Sherry, what is all? Shh.
What's that? There have been no calls from London for the past 3 days. Operator, will you repeat that? Dear? Thank you, operator. Merry Christmas.
Sherry, what is all this? What does this mean?
Ray, you just played the greatest love scene of your career with your old friend, Beverly Carlton.
What? That's not true. I was talking to Cedric. What do you mean?
What I mean, that was Beverly poured out your girlish heart to, not Lord Barton. Who would have thought 5 minutes ago that you would not be going to London?
Sherry, I want this explained.
I'll be a minute. How much time?
Couple minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we coming in, New York? Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, please, Cassie.
All right, New York. Mary had a little lamb.
Here comes the
Wait.
Jefferson special.
Oh, I'm sure we have. Mr. Jefferson, I'm not leaving after all. My plans are changed.
Really? Oh, that's good.
And I'm here with you written a simply marvelous play, Mr. Jefferson. I want you to read it to me tonight. Will you? We'll go back to the National House right after dinner. You'll read me your play.
Boy, I should say so. I'd be delighted. Maggie, did you hear that? Say, I'll bet you did this. You arranged the whole thing. Well, it's the finest Christmas present you could have given me. Maggie? Maggie!
30 seconds. Waiting. Mr. Whiteside, my son is gone off on a freighter, and my daughter is marrying an anarchist.
Quiet.
My poor Jude, my poor Richard, this is the most awful.
Quiet, please. We're about to go on the air.
Oh, I see you're still busy.
Don't you tell me to be quiet.
For God's sake, be quiet. Get out of the way. Come on, singers. Right down here. Do this, Mark.
Okay, New York.
Good evening, everybody. Cream of Mush brings you Sheridan Whiteside.
Silent night.
Is this Whiteside speaking? On this eve of eves, when my own heart is overflowing with peace and kindness, I think it only fitting to tell once again the story of that still and illustrious night, nigh on to 2,000 years ago. When first the star of Bethlehem was glimpsed in a wondrous sky. Miss Breen! Miss Breen!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where do you disappear to all the time, my Lady Nausea?
Mr. Whiteside, I can only be in one place at a time.
That's very fortunate for this community.
Well, good morning, Mr. Whiteside. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, John. Merry Christmas.
Are you ready for your breakfast, Mr. Whiteside?
No, I don't think I want any breakfast. Has Miss Cutler come down yet?
No, sir, not yet.
Is she in her room, do you know?
Yes, sir, she is. Shall I call her?
No. No, that's well, John.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking the 1 o'clock train, Sherry. I'm leaving.
You're doing nothing of the kind.
Here are your keys and your driving license. The key to the safe deposit box is in the apartment in New York. I'll go in here now and clear things up.
Just a moment, Mrs. Siddons. Where were you at 3 o'clock this morning? I sat up half the night in the station wagon worrying about you. You heard me calling to you when you came in. Why didn't you answer me?
Look, Sherry, it's over and you've won. I don't want to talk about it.
Come. What are you trying to do? Make me feel like a naughty boy? Honestly, Maggie,
play is wonderful. I read her the play. She thinks it's wonderful. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it's fine, Bert.
Isn't it wonderful, Mr. Whiteside?
Jefferson, I think you ought to go home, don't you?
What? No. Biggest day of my life. I know I'm a little drunk, but this is a big day. We were sitting over at Billy's Tavern all night. Never realized it was daylight until it was daylight. Listen, Matt, Miss Sheldon says the play needs just a little bit of fixing. Do it in 3 weeks. She's going to take me to a little place she's got in Lake Placid just for 3 weeks. We're going to work on a play together. Isn't it wonderful? Why don't you say something, Maggie?
Look, Bert, I suggest you tell us all about this later. Now, why don't you
Excuse me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
God bless us all, and Tiny Tim.
Yes, Mr. Whiteside, I came very early.
You know what, Doctor? I'm going to Lake Placid for 3 weeks. You ever hear of the famous actress Lorraine Sheldon? Well, we're going to Lake Placid for 3 weeks.
Dr. Bradley, would you do me a favor? I think Mr. Jefferson would like some black coffee and a little breakfast. Would you take care of him, please?
Yes, of course.
Dr. Bradley, I'm going to buy breakfast for you. Biggest breakfast you ever had.
Yes, Jefferson.
You know what, Doctor? Let's climb down a couple of chimneys. I got a friend who doesn't believe in Santa Claus. Let's climb down this chimney right now.
Now listen, Maggie, I'm willing to forgive your tawdry outburst and talk about this calmly.
Oh, Sherry, I love him so much. But why did you do it, Sherry? Why did you do it?
I appreciate your thinking of me, Miss Dent. It's very thoughtful of you. Oh, my, it's lovely. I am fond of these old photographs.
Oh, I was 22 when I was taken. That was my favorite dress. Do you really like it?
Oh, I do indeed. When I get back to town, I shall send you a little gift.
Oh, will you? Oh, thank you, Mr. Whiteside. I shall cherish it. I shall leave church.
Is there not a woman?
Sarah's got a little surprise for you, Mr. Whiteside. She's just taking it out of the oven.
Thank you, John. Miss Preen! Miss Preen!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Answer the door, please. John's upstairs.
Who is it?
It's Shirley Temple!
Oh, come on. I can feel the hot blood pounding through those barricades today.
Mr. Whiteside!
poor fugitive. How did you get here anyway?
There was Santa Claus right here. Whiteside, we finished shooting the picture yesterday. So now I am on my way to Nova Scotia. I flew here in 12 hours. I bought a plane from Howard Hughes. Whiteside, I brought you the most wonderful Christmas present. This brassiere was once worn by Hedy Lamarr.
Oh, listen, you idiot. How long can you stay?
Just long enough to take a bath. I am on my way to Nova Scotia. Where's Meg?
Nova Scotia? What are you going to Nova Scotia for?
I'm sick of Hartford. And this thing in New York I don't want to see. So I figured I would go to Nova Scotia. Get some smoke, see? Now where the hell's Maggie? I want to see her. What's the matter with you? Where is she?
I'm glad you're here, Banjo. I'm very annoyed at Maggie. Very.
What's the matter? Say, what is this? I thought you couldn't walk.
Oh, I've been wailed for weeks now. That's not the point. I'm furious at Maggie. She's turned on me like a viper. You know how fond I am of her. And after all these years, she's repaid my affection by behaving like a fishwife.
What are you talking about?
But I never believed for a moment that she was really in love with him.
In love with who? I just got here, remember?
Good God, I'm telling you, you little nitwit. A young newspaper man here in town.
Gee, Maggie finally fell. Well, what do you know? So what kind of guys?
Oh, shut up and listen, will you?
Right, go on, what happened?
Lorraine Sheldon happened.
Oh,
To come out here and visit me? Yes. You see, this fellow, he'd written a play. You can guess the rest. He's going away with Lorraine this afternoon to rewrite. So there you are. Maggie's in there now, crying her eyes out.
Gee. Say, wait. What do you mean Lorraine Sheldon just happened to come out here? I smell a rat, Sherry. A rat with a beard.
Well, all right. All right, but I did it for Maggie because I thought it was the right thing for her.
I'm sure, because you haven't done it yourself in years. Gee, okay. Can I go and talk to her?
No, you leave her alone.
Well, is there any way I can help Sherry? Where's he live, this guy she likes? Can I get a hold of him?
Now, Banjo, wait, we don't want any phony boring or you pretending to be J. Edgar Hoover. I've been through all of that with you before. No, I've got Lorraine out here. I've got to get her away.
Well, it better be good, Sherry. Lorraine's no go. There must be some way we can get around here like a bat out of hell. Say, I think I got it. That fella over in England that she's so crazy about, Lord, what's his name? Lord Fanny or Bob? Lord Bottom, that's Lord Bottom.
No, Banjo, no.
No, see, you don't understand. We send the cablegram from Lorraine to Lord Bottom.
I catch on. Lorraine caught on to me. It's been tried.
Oh. Well, I told you Lorraine was no go. That is a tough proposition you got on one hand.
I mean, the trouble is there's some damn time. Get out of my chair. He's going away with Lorraine this afternoon. Damn! There's got to be some way out. The trouble is, I've done this job too well. Hell and damnation.
You're stuck, huh?
In the words of one of our greatest lyric poets, you said it.
Yeah. Gee, I'm hungry. Don't share, we'll think of something. You watch. I'll get Lorraine out of here if I have to do it one piece at a time.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. Excuse me, I got something for you. Oh, Mr. Whiteside, it was for you.
Never mind, Sarah. He's quite mad.
Come, then, we shall dance.
You realize, Miss Green, this is completely unprofessional.
I do. I am not only walking out on this case, Mr. Whiteside, but I am leaving the nursing profession. I became a nurse because all my life, ever since I was a little girl, I was filled with the idea of serving a suffering humanity. After 1 month with you, Mr. Whiteside, I am going to work in a munitions factory. From now on, anything I can do to help exterminate the human race will fill me with the greatest pleasure. Of course, I'll nurse you, Mr. Whiteside. She was in their ejaculate rings that I found in the Red Cross. Good day. He's here with June. He's brought you back. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh, June, thank God you're back. You're not married, are you?
No, Mother, I'm not.
Please, don't be hysterical. June, if it had been anyone but that awful boy, thank goodness you stopped it, Ernest. How did you do it?
Oh, never mind that, Daisy. Just take June upstairs. I have something to say to Mr. Whiteside.
What about Richard? Is there any news?
It's all right, Daisy. All under control. Just take June upstairs.
Father, haven't we had enough melodrama? I don't need to be taken upstairs. I'll go upstairs. Merry Christmas, Mr. Whiteside. Looks bad for John L. Lewis. Come on, Mother. Lock me in my room.
Now, June, you'll feel much better after you've had a hot bath, I know. Have you had anything to eat?
I am pleased to inform you, sir, that your plans for my daughter seem to have gone a trifle awry. She is not, nor will she ever be married to that labor agitator you so kindly picked out for her. Well, as for my son, well, he has been apprehended in Toledo, and he will be brought home within the hour. Well, not having your gift for inventive, sir, I cannot tell you what I think of your obnoxious interference in my affairs, but I've now arranged that you will interfere no longer. Come in, gentlemen. Mr. Whiteside, these gentlemen are deputy sheriffs. They have a warrant, which enables me to put you out of this house. And I need hardly add that it will be the greatest moment of my life. Oh, Mr. Whiteside, I am giving you 15 minutes in which to pack up and get out. If you are not gone in 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside, these men will forcibly eject you. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We wait outside. It's 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside. That means bag, baggage, wheelchair, penguins, octopus, and cockroaches. I'm now going upstairs to smash our radio so that even accidentally I will never have to hear your voice again.
Sure you wouldn't like my autograph, old fellow?
Oh, 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside.
Say, can she cook? So Whiteside, I didn't get any ideas. Any news from the front?
Yes, the enemy is at my rear and nibbling.
Where did you say Maggie was? Is she there?
It's no use, Badger. She's taking the 1 o'clock train out.
What? You're kidding. You didn't tell me that. You mean she's quitting? She's leaving after all these years.
She is.
Well, that means you only got till 1 o'clock to do something.
No, dear. I have exactly 14 minutes in which to pull out of my hat the goddamnest rabbit you have ever seen.
What do you mean 15 minutes?
I mean, in exactly 15 minutes, baby's rosy little body is being tossed out into the snow. My host has sworn out a warrant. I'm being kicked out.
I never heard of such a thing. What would
The master is growing a little desperate.
Have you thought about just laying your cards out on the table with Lorraine?
Banjo. You know Dream Girl as well as I do. What do you think?
You're right.
Banjo, go in and talk to Maggie. Right in there. I want to think.
You know, if I knew where Lorraine was, I could get a car and just run around. Heard by Jenny.
Banjo, please. I want to think.
Pardon me, miss, but is this the YMCA?
Is he your father?
No, you idiot.
Hello, Mr. Whiteside. Didn't get very far.
Any suggestions? Very sorry. Very sorry. I wish I were in a position.
Well, you are not in position. Thank you very much, officer. A little something for your trouble.
Thank you, sir.
You head upstairs, please, Richard. Mr. Whiteside.
I brought you some orange juice, Mr. Whiteside. You feeling any better?
Superb job. Let me sign my Answer the door, John.
Yes, sir.
Probably some mustard gas from an old friend.
Say, that crazy fellow sure made a hit with Sarah. He wants to give her a screen test.
Good morning. Is Mr. Whiteside up yet?
Yes, he is, Miss Sheldon, right in here.
Oh, Merry Christmas, darling. Merry Christmas. I've come to have Christmas breakfast with you, my dear. Mwah. May I?
Oh, yes, my sprite. John, a tray for Miss Sheldon. Better make it 1 minute eggs.
Sherry, it's the most perfect Christmas morning. The snow is absolutely glistening. Too bad you can't get out.
Well, I'll probably see a bit of it. Lorena, I hear you're off for late classes. What time are you leaving?
Sherry, dear, how did you know? We're here.
No, we rolled in a little while ago. What rather fast, didn't you, dear?
Darling, I was just swept off my feet by the play. It's fantastically good. Sherry is the kind of part that comes along only once in 10 years. Oh, I'm so grateful to you, darling. Really, Sherry, sometimes I think you're the only friend I have in the world.
Thank you. What time are you leaving? You and Jefferson?
Well, I don't know. I think it's 4 o'clock. You know, quite apart from anything else, Sherry, Bert really is a very attractive man. Makes it a matter of pleasure squaring accounts with little Miss Vitriol. In fact, it's all worked out beautifully. Sherry, lamb, I want to give you the most beautiful Christmas present you've ever had in your life. I want to eat what? Anything. Oh, I'm so deliriously happy. That sounds like Banjo. Is he here?
He is. Just a family circle gathered at Christmas. Oh my, how time flies when you're having fun.
Well, hello, sweet things. How are
Very well, thank you. And you, Banjo?
you? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. And, how are things in the, mattress business, Lorraine?
Very funny. It's too bad, Banjo, that your pictures aren't as funny as you seem to think you are.
Oh, you got me there, Mom. Say, you're looking at the pink, Lorraine. Anything in the wind, Whiteside?
Not a glimmer.
What time does the boat sail?
10 minutes.
What boat is this?
The good ship up the creek.
I've listed everything except for the New Year's Eve broadcast. Wasn't there a schedule on that?
Yes, I have set on the desk.
Thank you.
Oh, New Year's Eve. Oh, Bert and I will hear it in Lake Placid. You were at my cottage up there once, weren't you, Sherry? It's lovely, isn't it? Away from everything
you get him, Graham School?
5 minutes, Mr. Whiteside. Including that.
Sherry, what was all that about? Who was that man?
He announces the time every few minutes. I lost my watch.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Whiteside. I see you're still busy. Pardon me, I'll wait in here. I've written a new chapter on the left kidney.
Was that the plumber again, Sherry? Dear, I wonder where Hart is. Darling, you are not very Christmassy. You're usually bubbling over on Christmas morning. Who sent this to you, Sherry? The Khedive of Egypt? I think it's rather beautiful. Oh, I must go to Egypt someday. I really must. I know I would love it. First time I went to Pompeii, I cried all night. All those people. Those lives. Where are they now? Don't you ever think about that? I do. Here was a woman like myself. A woman who once lived and loved, full of the same passions, fears, jealousies, hates. What remains of any but now? Just this, and nothing more. A span of 4,000 years. A mere atom in the eternity of time. And here am I. Where did I get here? Oh, I want to cry. Oh, I must talk this way today.
The reindeer. Have you ever played St. Joe?
Why, no, I haven't, Sherry. What makes you ask that?
There was something about your expression as you stood inside that mummy case. There was an absolute halo about you.
Why, Sherry, how sweet.
It transcended any mortal expression that I've ever seen. Please, step into it again.
Sherry, you're joshing me, aren't you?
My dear, I don't take these things lightly. I was deeply moved. There was a strange beauty about you. Pure Da Vinci. Do it again.
I don't know exactly what I did, but I thought, oh no, I feel too silly, Sherry.
Lorraine, in that single moment to approach the epitome of your art, and you should not be ashamed of it. A few moments ago, you were asking me what I wanted for a Christmas present. All that I want, Lorraine, is the memory of you in that mummy cave.
I'm all choked up. Dust thou art, and dust to dust.
Eureka! That is so sweet. Will she be all right again?
Yeah, she could be easy. I'll let her out when we get on the plane. So what happens now? How do we get this thing out?
One thing at a time. Oh, that is the next step.
You think best, Captain. You think best.
That should be everything, Sherry. I'm leaving you 3 carpets. Is there anything out there? What's in this basket?
Nothing at all.
Do you want me to file these letters? Do you want this picture?
No, just throw it away. Throw it all away. No, yeah, I want the picture. I want the picture. Give me the picture.
The only thing I haven't done is put your broadcasts in order. Do you want me to do that?
What? Oh, yes. Would you? That's very important, Maggie. Right away. Do it right away, Maggie.
I'll see you before I go again, Joe.
What? Got it! I knew I'd seen that face somewhere before. Now, I know how to get this out of here. Thanks. How?
That's time. 15 minutes, Mr. Whiteside.
Yes, Mr. Stanley, 15 minutes. would you be so good as to summon those officers and have them help this gentleman down to the airport with this mummy case? Would you be good enough to do that?
I will do nothing of the kind.
I think you will, Mr. Stanley. Or I should tell my radio listeners on my next broadcast that your sister, Harriet Stanley, is none other than the famous Harriet Sadler, who murdered her mother and father with an axe in Gloucester, Massachusetts, 25 years ago. Come, Mr. Stanley. Or would you rather the good folk of Massalia repeating at your very doorstep that once popular little jingle? Harriet Sadler took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks, and when the job was nicely done, she gave her father 41. Well, remember, Mr. Stanley, I too am giving up something. It would make a hell of a broadcast. Well,
Oh, Mr. Whiteside, you are the damnedest person I ever met in my life.
a little late finding that out. Officers, come in here, please.
Whiteside, you are a great man.
Officers, yes, would you please help this gentleman down to the airport with this mummy case? Mr. Stanley is sending it to a friend in Nova Scotia.
Collect.
Right, Mr. Stanley?
Yes, yes.
Now, handle it carefully, gentlemen. Oh, Dr. my love, you're wonderful. I may write a book about you.
Don't bother. I can't read. Goodbye, Manny. Love conquers all. Hey, be careful with that case, gentlemen. It contains an antique.
Sherry? Sherry, was that?
It was indeed. Oh, a little Christmas present.
Sherry, you old grandma,
Oh, Maggie, please. Give me my coat and my cap. I'm leaving for New York.
You're leaving, Sheriff.
Don't argue, rat girl. Do as you're told.
Yes, Mr. Whiteside.
Mr. Whiteside, I want to apologize. Say,
Don't think of it, Bert. There's been a slight change of plan. Lorraine Sheldon is off on a world cruise. I am taking your play to Captain Cornell. Miss Cutler will explain everything.
Oh, Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie, my darling.
Mr. Whiteside, are you very busy?
Ah, yes, Doctor. Yes, very busy. But, Doctor, if you ever get to New York, try and find me. Goodbye, my love. Nonsense. I love you very much. Goodbye, Bert. You'll never know the trouble you caused. Mr. Whiteside. Goodbye, Mr. Stanley. I hope to hear in the near future that your daughter has married a young man, and that your son has been permitted to follow his own bent. Or else. Merry Christmas, everybody.
What is all this? Where is he going? I didn't know he could walk.
It's all right, Bert. You're too young to know. Just don't ask any questions.
Ernest, Richard is being very